Hey everyone, it's your girl, hashtag JLoan. And it has been a minute since I have been on Facebook Live. But I hope that everyone is doing well, that you're safe, your family's safe, your friends are safe, and that you are enjoying your loved ones during this quarantine time. And I've just had an opportunity to really enjoy being around my family. Normally our days just kind of roll together. So being able to work from home and to be able to help people and see my children all the time, it has been an extreme blessing. And when things get back to normal, we'll miss these times that we have now. So I wanted to get with you because on a daily basis, I probably talk to about 5 to 10 first-time home buyers on a daily basis that are looking for some type of grant program. And my conversations are always pretty much the same. And what I realize in all of these conversations is that every first-time home buyer doesn't really understand what they're getting into or what the big picture is. So I thought, what an amazing time to do a Facebook Live video. Therefore, you can interact if you want or just listen, hopefully share of the conversation that I typically have with a first-time home buyer looking for grant money. So there's a couple things that you should know. One, grant money is not for everyone. Everyone won't qualify for grant money for that being because there's credit score guidelines. There's also income caps. There are debt to income sometimes where you can't exceed certain amounts. There's different things that come in there. Some grant programs don't lend everywhere. So it is important to kind of know these things, and I kind of get to feel the borrower out. But the number one misconception that happens is that people believe that down payment assistance or grant money does pay for everything. And although there are grant programs out there that can offer from 3 to 4 to 5%, some of those grant programs do charge 1%. So if they're saying you'll get 5, you're really only getting 4 because of the fees associated with closing a loan. So let's talk about fees associated with closing a loan, because I know you see out there you can get into homes for zero money down. And I have done several videos about how incorrect this is and how misleading that this could be to you as a buyer. And I'll explain why here. So here's how I like to look at it. If you're getting ready to do a loan and you're purchasing a home, there's front end cost and there's back end cost. So your front end cost is your down payment, and that typically is 3 to 3.5% down. But we're gonna stick with the higher of the two, which is 3.5%, okay? On the back end of that is your closing costs, and not just your lender closing costs, all of your third-party fees, title, appraisal, setting up your escrow accounts. On every purchase, you're required to pay 1 year of homeowner's insurance at closing, whether you escrow or not. So all of that added up, I typically say, let's look at 3%, okay? So between your front end and your back end combined, you're somewhere between 6.5% to at max 7%, okay? So for easy number purposes, if this is a $100,000 loan at 7%, you're looking that you as the buyer need $7,000 if no one helps you. So if you want the lowest rate out there, the seller's not giving you a dime, you yourself would need around $7,000. But now I want to break up that front end and that back end, okay? So your front end, that 3.5%, can come from you, a gift from your family member, savings, checking, stocks, bonds, that type of stuff can come. and your grant money can help you pay some of that 3.5%, if not all of it, okay? But your back end can be covered not only by the grant if you have extra money, but it can also be paid by your seller, okay? Every loan has guidelines associated with how much the seller can contribute to your closing costs. So if it's a conventional loan, they can contribute the full 3% of your closing costs, okay? If it's FHA, they can contribute up to 6% of your closing costs. If it's VA, up to 4%. So when a borrower comes to me and it's just like, I only have this much money, I know I got to see if I can qualify them for a grant, and I have to tell their realtor that we need the seller to pay for some, if not all, of your closing costs. And it is possible, maybe not the first house you see, but there's going to be a house with an eager seller that is going to pay for your closing costs. So therefore, you can come with just your down payment. But remember, if you're getting a grant, then you're not even paying the full 3.5%. So think about that. When you go to rent, they're asking you for first months, last months. Most people think they can't buy, but you can. You just have to want to do it and talk with the right person in order to do that. So let's talk about no money to purchase a home, zero out of pocket, all of this nonsense that you hear in the world. And I'm not an advocate for saying that. Have I had borrowers that did not have to bring money to closing? Absolutely. Have I had borrowers that got money back at closing? Absolutely. But the truth of the matter is, before you even get to me, so you get pre-approved and then you go shopping for a home. Once you find a home and you agree on a contract, that seller is going to ask you to put down 1%. It's going to ask you to put 1% of that sales price on the contract and give it to the title company. So once again, for easy purposes, if you're buying a $200,000 home, 1% of that is $2,000. That doesn't come to me, although it does go towards your minimum requirements. I don't get that money. That's $2,000 that goes to the title company. But now you got a home and you have to see, well, is this home in good condition? So you have to get a home inspection. And they typically give you a certain amount of days to get that home inspection. And we'll talk about that in a second. So your home inspection could be anywhere, I don't know, let's just say $350 to $400, okay? That's, now you've already paid $2,000, and now you have to pay an additional, let's just say $400 for that inspection. And that inspection is not for us, that's for you. That's to know, hey, is this home, when I buy it and close on it, gonna fall down? Is there foundation? Is there roofing issues? What kind of issues are wrong with this house that gives you negotiating power to maybe have the seller contribute to your closing costs, or maybe lower the sales price? Some homes have no issues, so it doesn't mean you don't have negotiating power. It just means, what are you negotiating about? You've already agreed on a contract, right? So that's $400. Now, in order to get that option period, whether it's 7 days or 10 days to get that inspection done, the seller is going to require money to them. So that could range from $100 to $500 that you give, that is a check to the seller that says, I want to buy this home, but I want you to give me time to get my financing all squared away. I need to get a home inspection and make sure your home is what we need and want for our family. And so now we're going to add it all up. $2,000 that you gave to the title company for your earnest money deposit. You had a $400 inspection, and you have $100 to the seller, just an estimate for your option period. So you've paid $2,500 before you get to me. Okay? So if you had no money in your bank account, how can you get a loan? How can you, whether you get that money back, 30, 45 days from now, how do you get a loan if you have no money in your account? So I'm not saying it's impossible, but it is impossible up front because you got to have that money from somewhere. And that's what I think the misconception is. You can. I've had borrowers that get into homes for $1,500, but that doesn't fit everyone. It just happened to work out for them. And so you got to have money in your bank account to even get that. But let's even talk about the fact that you get the home, you do the home inspection, and you found out that this home has major issues that you don't want to deal with, and the seller cannot give you anything towards these major issues. You just lost $400. So now you're back to the drawing board. You got to you're going to get your earnest money back if you've done it within that option period, but it doesn't always happen overnight. So let's just say the next day you find a home that you want, it got multiple offers, but you want this home. I guarantee you haven't received your earnest money deposit back yet that you gave to the title company. So if that happens to you, where do you get that additional money for the next earnest money deposit before you even get your refund? And you have to pay for that inspection again. So I say this not to discourage you. I say this that you have to be prepared and know what you're getting into when you go to buy a home. I want everyone to buy a home, but I also believe that there is a right time for you and for everyone to purchase a home. And although you may want it so much right now, maybe financially, maybe credit-wise, maybe income-wise, it's not the best decision right now. So we have to be realistic. And my first conversation is very realistic with borrowers of what to expect on what's going to happen. And I thought because it's like robotic. Every conversation is the same way with the borrowers. And it's a very helpful conversation to get you to really understand what's going on. But let's just say you get past all of that. Now you come to the loan process. We're going to collect appraisal, all our third-party fees, which is appraisal and credit report, which for us, typically, depending on where you are, just estimating, it's about $573. So $2,000, $400 for a inspection, $100 option, and another $573. So when you see those signs out there that say zero money, you can get in this home for zero money, even if you're 100% veteran or 100% USDA loan, you still have to put money on the contract. Whether you get it back or not, you still have to have money today that is telling the person, yes, here's my proof that I am serious about buying your home. So if you have no money, can someone on here please explain to me how you get into a home? So that's just one. The next thing is guidelines change on a daily basis. And one thing that has come true over the years or even during coronavirus is that guidelines are requiring that borrowers have what are called reserves. So if you're using every dollar that you have in your bank account and have no 401k, just nothing left after closing, sometimes even if you have a great credit score, Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac may not approve that loan because you're getting down payment assistance, and those are layers of risk that come on there. Or maybe part of your income comes from child support or alimony. There's things that this system looks at and says, I don't know, I feel a little weird about this. I'm saying what the computer's saying, but that's what it is. And then an underwriter looks at it afterwards to say, hey, we don't like the fact that they don't have any money left after they close this home. And so which brings me to the next topic is when you own a home, You can't call the front desk and say, hey, my AC doesn't work anymore, or there's water leaking here. Those are all financial responsibilities that you take on yourself. And if you don't have some type of reserve and have some type of savings, it leads you to do one thing that we don't want you to do, which is to incur new debt by adding it to your credit cards, in which you pay interest to do that. That is working in reverse, because that creates debt for you, and we don't want that to happen. So hopefully this is a little bit helpful. I do help people on a daily basis. I do help tons of first-time home buyers get in. I do get some borrowers who end up getting money back at closing, but that's not everyone's situation. And so I'd love to know your story, your friends, your family. If you believe that home ownership's for you, and you've truly watched this video from beginning to end, and you think, hey, I really want to see what can I do? Yes, rent prices are rising. They are. And if you pay $1,500 in rent, and they need first and last month, that's $3,000 right there. You should talk to someone and say, what can I do in order to get into a home? How much do I need to save? Can you look at my particular story? I 100% would love to do that. Let's see who's on here. What's up, my buddy Scott? Let's see who else. Angela, Constance. Hey, Debbie, I'm doing great. Monty, Casey, what's up, Keith, Richie, what's going on? So as always, hey, Todd, he's one of my first bosses here in Texas, and he is one of the smartest men that I've learned so much from, and I truly am grateful for having the opportunity to know you, Todd. I think you're awesome. Hey, Talisha, how are you? I think, and if I missed you, I'm sorry, I'm scrolling really fast. But as always, I'm going to ask you to do one thing for me. Well, two things, actually. If you can like and share, there's someone in your friends on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, there's someone that needs to see this information. And in fact, I know there's some people on this thread that I just said hello to that do not own a home. And so if you want to own a home and you think home ownership is your 2020 goal or your 2021 goal or 2022, I'd love to speak to you today or tomorrow. But I'd love to speak to you because I'd love the opportunity to welcome you to the JLoan family, as it would be very important to me to help you, educate you, and set you up for financial freedom, and also put you in one of the biggest assets, and one of the assets that we know that appreciate and doesn't depreciate. So give me a call. As always, I absolutely would love to help you. Interest rates are still great. We got rehab loans going. So a lot of people are home and you're just realizing, oh my God, I hate this floor. I just want to change it. If you're looking for some type of loan to help you with all of that rehab, or just helping your home get back to what makes you sparkle, there's loans that help for that if you have the equity or anything like that. So once again, it's your girl, #JLoan. You can reach me at thejloan@gmail.com. And as always, I'm always happy to give you my direct cell phone. No 800 number. You don't have to go through someone to get to me. That's 817-601-5456. Again, 817-601-5456. Again, it's your girl, #JLoan. I look forward to helping you, your family, your friends, or just someone you know. Don't forget, like below and share the video. I would be so grateful. As always, keep yourself safe, your family safe. And if there's anything I could do, just reach out to me, okay? Thank you for everything. Bye-bye.